Welcome to the Big Four Accounting Firms podcast, brought to you by big4accountingfirms.com. On today's podcast, we are going to be discussing what a Big Four accountant does. We do this by covering some major categories of the Big Four job. Please take the time to subscribe to this podcast and share it with a friend. And if you like today's episode, please go ahead and leave a review. And with that, let's get to today's episode. Thanks for dialing the Big Four networks. You will be joined to your conference call soon. What does a Big Four accountant do? If you are going to be a successful Big Four accountant, you need to know what they do. Whether you are just interviewing for a job now, or you already are a Big Four accountant, it is good to know what a Big Four accountant does. I know some of you might be saying that I know what they do. They are in audit, tax, or they are in consulting. And yes, those are the practices of the Big Four, but that is not actually what they do. Then you might say, well, they audit financial statements or prepare tax returns. But they don't audit financial statements or prepare tax returns all day, every day. There's more to their jobs than just auditing financial statements and preparing tax returns. If you just sit there and try to think about what a Big Four accountant does, you can come up with a million different things. Especially when you start going into specialties like mergers and acquisitions and deal advisory or transaction advisory services. When I think about what a Big Four accountant does, I think of the type of people that I've encountered in the Big Four and how I'd categorize those people. I'd categorize Big Four accountants into three main categories: the salesperson, the administrative expert, and the technical person. The salesperson is an expert at getting projects. They either have a ton of clients, and those clients always have issues, or they are good at entertaining clients. Either way, they are winning projects. They take their clients to football games, soccer games, concerts, dinners, or lunches to help win work. If clients feel comfortable with you, they're comfortable giving you work. And the technical person is good at writing articles and good at other technical parts of the Big Four job. They do research, and they know all the latest accounting or tax guidance. These people are usually involved in the national offices of the Big Four. Lastly, there is a person that isn't good at either of those things or just doesn't like them. This is the person that is an administrative expert. They're good at billing, setting up engagements, budgeting, and risk management. Even though these people might not be winning the work or executing on an engagement, there's a place for these people too. Now, since I've explained the three types of people that work in the Big Four, we can now go into what the Big Four job entails. The Big Four boils down to three things, just like the three people I explained before. It boils down to selling, completing administrative tasks, or completing your work through your technical know-how. Most people think that working in the Big Four is all about technical knowledge, but it is not. You have to know so much more. Let's explore what it takes to be a Big Four accountant now that we have those broad categories. First, let's go into selling. As I said before, as an accountant at the Big Four, you have to be able to generate the firm revenue. That is what the seller does. They sell the Big Four's products. And how do they do this? Well, you can drill down into the components of how they sell to learn more about the selling side of the Big Four. I've broken down selling at the Big Four into three main categories. Now, I'm sure there are more, but the ones that I came up with are meeting with clients, promotion of products, and closing the sale. Meeting with clients is a broad category, but you can break that down too. The task that the salesperson does here is they attend conferences, they go to the client site to meet with clients, and they also take the clients to meals or sporting activities to entertain them. This is all part of selling for the Big Four. Now, as far as promotion of products, the salesperson does this by taking specialists to the client and showcasing the latest service offering. And they also use social media, like LinkedIn. We wanted to take a break to tell you about today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Right Networks. Right Networks is a hosting solution for forward-thinking CPA firms, accounting professionals, and small and mid-sized businesses who want to move to the cloud. With right networks, there is no more hunting for the right manila folder or late night trips to your office. Now you and your clients can easily share information securely online and even work on the same files together with real-time syncing. To learn more, give Right Networks a call at 888-417-4448, extension 1. That's 888-417-4448, extension 1. Now let's get back to the show. Now let's go over the administrative side of the Big Four job. Most people don't even know the extent of all the administrative tasks that they will have to complete in the Big Four. Like I said before, there are some people that all they do is administrative tasks. There are so many categories of administrative tasks, but I tried to categorize them into 4 main areas. And those areas are billing, project management, team building, and managing risk. Now, I'll go into more details for a couple of those items. Administrative people usually gain a lot of popularity if they are good at billing. Billing means that they are good at pulling WIPs, which stands for work in progress. And all work in progress is a report of the time detail of everyone who has ever charged time to a client code. And if you want to be good at the administrative side of the Big Four job, you'll have to be good at billing. And this includes coming up with an invoice and following up with a client to get that invoice paid. Since billing is how the firm gets paid, being good at administration can also lead you to success in your career. And some other things that you can expect to do as part of the administrative side of Big Four accounting are resource management, training, attending internal meetings, team building, and team building includes things like goal setting, performance feedback, training, and there's also the risk management side of the Big Four accounting firms, and I categorize this administrative as well, and this includes maintaining an audit database if you're an audit, or in the case of tax engagements, it means loading documents into the document management system. Lastly is the technical area of the Big Four accounting job. This is what most people think of when they think of Big Four accounting. And I drilled down in this area too to give you more detail. And the categories I came up with here are regulatory knowledge, systems knowledge, and technology changes. If you are good at any of those things, you'll be considered a technical person in the Big Four accounting firms. For example, regulatory knowledge. This means you have to stay abreast of regulatory changes like new accounting pronouncements from the FASB or IASB. In the case of taxes, you would have to know the latest regulations and how they affect your client. If you wanted to seem really technical, you should get involved in writing publications for your accounting firm. And within each practice at the Big Four, and even in each industry, are further specialties. For example, in audit and tax, there are specialties in mergers and acquisitions. Those people don't do any work other than work on mergers and acquisitions. Additionally, even though you might be technical, you have to apply that knowledge through utilizing systems. In auditing, this means learning how to prepare work papers using templates and uploading those to the audit database. That's why I say you have to have systems knowledge to be considered technical as well. And you also have to learn various ERP systems like Hyperion, Oracle, and PeopleSoft. Additionally, there are technological changes that change industries like tax and accounting. And you have to know those as well in order to be considered technical. And these are things like robotics, blockchain, automation, and machine learning. Essentially, technical knowledge is the product that the Big Four are selling. What type of product will you be selling to your clients? Accounting advice or a new software tool that will automate their journal entries? It's up to you. And in order to be good at your Big Four accounting job, you have to either be good at a little bit of everything in these categories, or you have to specialize heavily in one single category. But whatever you choose, there's a place for you at the Big Four. You are now leaving the Big Four networks. Make sure to subscribe to this podcast, share it with a friend, and visit big4accountingfirms.com. Thanks for joining today's call.